Next time around, they will not be at this speed. They'll be coming up to speed as they look for the initial green. So the Team Goey safety truck will get the wave off on the backstretch. It'll take the hard left-hand turn as it gets down to turn number 3. Right now it's in the hands of Mimi DeSantis and Ron Proctor up on the front row. Starter, Rick Peterson, green flag in hand. He's going to watch him come down off turn 4, ready to turn him loose. Segment number 2, the Empire State Nationals is underway. Down to turn 1 they go. Down on the inside, Mimi DeSantis working the low side, but it'll be Ronnie Proctor off turn 2. He works the high side. Here comes Jack Cottrell. The Rock City Rocket will rocket up to spot number 2. On the outside, working the high side of the speedway. Jumpin' Jack goes down low. Jack Johnson going to the low side of the speedway. Down here off of turn number 4. Johnson working the low side of Jack Cottrell. The pair of Jacks go at it off of turn number 2 down the back chute. On the outside, Cottrell has position. Now the 12B of Johnson slides up for a moment, but now he steps it back downstairs, looking for something down low so he can get a run on the Kendall Oil, Ferro Oil, number 8 of Jack Cottrell. They race down here to turn 1. Mimi DeSantis, who had sat on the front row, drifts back to 4th spot now. Billy Pouch, winner of the first event out here this afternoon, he will drop back to 5th. 6th spot is the one exit Todd Stone. Gene Munger slips up a little bit up on the outside. He's actually going to drop back to 7th, while Dave Camara with the Camara Slate number 26 will drop down to the low side of him. Next in line will be the number 9 of Jeff Strunk. Strunk working down on the low side. He works back there for position. Then it is Ronnie Johnson with the number 4, the 7 of Mitch Gibbs, the 57 of Andy Bacchetti as they work their way up here through the pack. Working their way down the front chute. Down here, leader up into turn number 3. Working their way up here through turn number 3 and 4. Single file action up front, but don't have to go back too far to find some double wide action. As right now, down to the inside of 1 exit, Todd Stone continuing to hold off the challenges of the 75 of Gene Munger. Munger, a winner up at the Devil's Bowl Speedway here in 1999 with a whistle stop entry. He works up to the outside of Todd Stone. He'll take it side by side to turn 3 once again. This the battle for 6th position as Stone works down low. Munger works up high, and Munger will take the spot as they come down here to turn number 1. Munger on the high side, Stone down on the inside. Ronnie Johnson right off the back deck of these two automobiles. He's pulling up to make it a 3-car race. He works to the outside of Todd Stone now. So Ronnie Johnson, and he slips up over the bank, just drops the right rear. Off the high side of turn number 3, Ronnie Johnson got to the outside, a little bit loose up there in turn number 3. And he drops a position as Todd Stone pulls back away from him. Got one turned around through turn 3 and 4 up off the high side. That is the 88 of Steve Hulsizer. So Hulsizer up off of turn 4, reason for the caution. Off turn 4, green is out once again. Ronnie Proctor going to bring him down across the stripe. Jack Johnson and Jack Cottrell dive to the inside. They're 3 wide for a moment off turn 2. But we got yellow right back out on the speedway. Yellow back out on the speedway for a false start. Not happy with the start down here, so Ronnie Proctor will pull back up to the outside here. Steve down here into turn 3, side by side. Ronnie Johnson on the outside. Ronnie Proctor on the outside, shown as your leader. The 8 of Jack Cottrell along with him. Jack Johnson back there in 3rd spot. Jack Johnson down to the inside will slide to the inside of Jack Cottrell's number 8. Cottrell tries to drift to the top side. That may cost him a position as Johnson trying to work down low, but now Cottrell will get the bite on the outside. He takes 2nd spot back away, but not before Jumpin' Jack pulls back upside here between turn number 3 and 4. Jack Johnson pulls back high, pulls back in line on the top side of the speedway, dives back down low here in turn number 1. Johnson on the inside, Cottrell on the outside. This is the battle for second spot. Back in third, Mimi DeSantis with the 88 rides there in fourth spot. Fifth position is the 1X, the G-Stone Motors entry of Todd Stone, as Stone brings him down here across the stripe here in fifth spot. Sixth position is Billy Pouch. Pouch working the low side of the speedway. Billy Pouch, something wrong on the winner of the first segment. Billy Pouch is number one. He drifts up to the outside of turn number 2 and looks like he's going to pick the speed back up on it. Car may have just jumped out of gear. But Billy Pouch slowed dramatically in turn 2. Line up in row number 2. Then it's the 1X of Todd Stone. The 26 is Dave Camara. They line up in row 3, and we are ready to go back to green. Down the back stretch they go. Green flag is out. Ronnie Proctor shows the way down to turn number 3, but Jack Cottrell looks down low. Jack Johnson looks a bit lower as they come off of turn 4. Jumpin' Jack working the extreme low side of the speedway. We'll see if he has something for a setup to work down on the low side of the speedway. Right now, Jack drops back up to the top side as he slides up to the top side in front of Mimi DeSantis is number 88. They work their way down here through turn 3 and 4. Off turn 4, it'll be Cottrell in second, Johnson in third. That's the way the pair of Jacks run as they ride back there second and third respectively. The 88 of Mimi DeSantis is next in line. Then it's the 26 of Dave Camara completing your top 5. Jeff Strunk now up to challenge. One position out of the top 5 as they work their way into turn number 3. Down here through turn 3 and 4, your 6th place car is Dave Camara. Is this 9 of Jeff Strunk. Then the 87 of Hector Stratton rides in 7th. 8th spot currently is the 1X of Todd Stone as that battle for second spot heats up once again. Stone will take 7th spot away from Hector Stratton. Stratton back to 8th. 9th position is Mike Ricky's number 28. 10th position right now is the 75 of Gene Munger as Kenny Tremont continues to inch closer to the top 10. He'll work the top side of the speedway down here. Going to drop the right rear off up here in turn 1 that time. Cost him some ground. He had really bared down on the top 10 there for a moment. Tremont coming from back in his 29th starting position. Right now, starting to edge closer to the top 10. That second place battle heats up once again as Jack Johnson takes a peek down low on Jack Cottrell. The race for spot number 5 between Jeff Strunk and Dave Camara continues to be a good one. Right now, Camara back in 6th spot. The number 9 of Jeff Strunk will show in spot number 5. So Camara 1 spot out of the top 5 right now, but here comes the second place battle once again. Jumpin' Jack Johnson trying to work the low side of the speedway. Jack Cottrell sliding up the banking. Looks like that car has developed a bit of a push into the first and third corners. So Jack Cottrell will try and adjust his driving style to get the car up here through the corners. Right now, not having a lot of difficulty with turn 1. Most of it seems to be down in turn number 3. He'll go to turn 3 once again, try and get the car through the middle. This time it goes a heck of a lot smoother, so Jack Cottrell keeps his distance out in front of the 12B of Jack Johnson. Back in 4th spot, Mimi DeSantis runs unchallenged back there in spot number 4. Cottrell and Johnson continue to wage war there in the runner-up position. Jumpin' Jack looking down on the low side of the speedway. The number 8 of Jack Cottrell on the outside part of the speedway here. And Jack Johnson once again will dive down low in turn number 1. Jumpin' Jack down low on Jack Cottrell's number 8. They come off of turn 2 down the back stretch. Your leader, the 27 of Ronnie Proctor, up here through turn 3 and 4. The second and third place cars are now closing on your leader. Ronnie Proctor has just a couple car lengths. Got one turned around in turn number 3. The 42 of Bob Savoy going to bring the yellow out on the speedway. So Bob Savoy. Will keep the yellow out on the speedway.
Oh, it's going to be great. No, they're going to miss
All the yellow lights are out on the speedway. That front row was racy, and the rest of the field, of course, going to ready to go right field. Down here in even rows of 2. Up through turn 3 and 4, Ronnie Proctor on the outside, Jack Cottrell on the inside. They come to the green flag down here at the stripe. Green is out. Proctor with the shooting star number 27, showing away down here into turn 1. Cottrell slides up. Jack Johnson going to use the low road. He'll use the bottom shot off turn 2, but Jack Cottrell, once again, strong to the challenge there by Jack Johnson. Johnson right to the inside jersey barrier once again, off of turn number 4. This time he's got a nose out ahead. Jumpin' Jack working the inside part of the speedway will take spot number 2. Down the backstretch they run. Proctor is your leader. Now it is Johnson, the Jack in second spot. Jack Cottrell back in third. Fourth spot is the 88 of Mimi DeSantis. And now that turns into a 3-wide race for a moment. While Strunk down to the inside got one off of turn 4. And it's Mike Ronca's number 88, but he's back up on the speedway. Mike Ronca with the 88 dropping back in the field, but he's okay. And we remain under green. Your leaders down through turn 3 and 4. Off turn 4, down across the stripe, the 27 of Ronnie Proctor. Going to bring him down here into turn 1. Jack Johnson going to look down low. Jumpin' Jack pulls even. Off turn 2, Ronnie Johnson up there in the fast lane right now. But Jumpin' Jack will try and start to master a line down low where he can get a run on your leader. Johnson drove it in a little bit deeper that last time around. Ronnie Proctor on the outside will lead him down across the stripe. Jack Johnson second. Jack Cottrell in third. Fourth spot will be Mimi DeSantis. Back to fifth position, the 26 of David Camara. Camara rounds out your top 5. Your new 6th place runner will be the 28 of Mike Rickey, and Rickey's on the move. Mike Rickey with the Ryan's 28. Wayne Ryan owned 28. The Nick's Cafe, Ryan's Cafe 28, is on the move towards the front, but right now we got a bit up front. Jack Johnson noses into the lead as Ronnie Proctor slides back by on the outside. He'll be your leader as they take it to turn 3.
Down between the turns, it's Proctor on the number 1 spot. Jack Johnson on the bottom. Johnson noses in front. Proctor retakes. Right here at start-finish, we're halfway there. Race leader Proctor. Johnson puts a nose back in front again. Johnson half a car length. Proctor's got the momentum. He'll retake up the backstretch, but Jumpin' Jack is staying a lot closer. Third place race Cottrell. Then it's Mimi DeSantis. The Rickey, number 28 on the move. Then it's David Camara. Strunk is next. Kenny Tremont came from downtown to be right here, and he is in the hunt for this one. Race leaders into turn 1 with Proctor in front. Second place ride, Jack Johnson. Johnson tucks up behind him. On the outside, Tremont. Here comes Camara. David Camara takes the Camara Slate 26 around Strunk up the backstretch. Tremont will follow him through. So Kenny Tremont comes roaring up into contention, and Dave Camara is going to try to keep him up and out of the fast lane. They'll go to turn 1 together. Proctor still in front, coming off a finish of place number 10 in the first heat. First qualifying 50. He would love to have 11 points going into the third set of 50 lappers, and Jack Johnson was a 5th place run, so he would be right there as well. And Johnson trying to get to the front and carry only 6 points into the third 50 lap feature go. Cottrell next in line. Then it's Rickey on the inside trying to get by Mimi DeSantis. Side by side in turn number 3. Stevie Hulsheiser's number 88 is right there. We may have a lead change off turn 4. Johnson on the bottom, but Proctor on the outside. Still a strong car, momentum-wise, and Cottrell is sneaking up as well. Jack Cottrell getting closer to the leaders again. Mimi DeSantis and Rickey having a war. Tremont trying to get by Camara. Strunk is right with them. Then it's Todd Stone, the 87 of Hector Stratton, the 75 of Gene Munger. Then it's Von Doren in the 114, the 4 of Ronnie Johnson and Brett the Jet now going to work on RJ. Field to turn number 1. This time Proctor pushed up the hill, and Jack Johnson is right with him, but Proctor comes back by, going up into turn 3, and Jack Cottrell's there too. Cottrell in the Kendall car has caught him down here off the turn. Mike Ronca, Shippey Excavating, 88 in trouble off the turn. Ronca using the slower car of Steve Hulsheiser to scrape off Jack Johnson, but he has got a big-time push in the front of that number 27. He is going to need a lot of luck and a change in driving style in turn number 1 to hold that number 1 spot. Kenny Tremont just got passed up by Strunk going down the backstretch. Proctor off the turn with Jack Johnson tracking. He's only 2 car lengths behind. Jack Cottrell's there. Johnson looks like he might be quicker, but Cottrell taking advantage of it. He is closing in. Mimi DeSantis is still there for 4th as they work the backstretch. Proctor on the point, Jumpin' Jack coming down low. Proctor's a little quicker down here off turn 4. Johnson dives low again, can't get to him, and Proctor will lead him into turn number 1. Lap traffic coming up now, and Jack Johnson, one of the masters of that, he's got the lead. Proctor comes back by, going down the backstretch. Jumpin' Jack on the bottom, Proctor on the top. Ronnie Proctor retakes the lead. Jack Johnson is in front. Johnson trying to get over in front of Proctor to break the momentum, and he does it this time. Jack Johnson goes in front. Proctor back to second with Jack Cottrell all over him up in turn number 2. Then it's Mimi DeSantis next in line. Then it's Ricky. Camara is next. Kenny Tremont's charge is leveled off. He has come like gangbusters from the back of the field, but right now is stalled a little bit in that position. Hasn't gained much in the last few laps. Jack Johnson, the leader, going to turn 1. Oh, what a win this would be for Jack Johnson. If he can win this one, draw a good number, and do it again in the final. They're up the backstretch. Down into turn number 3. Second place race, Proctor. Cottrell on the bumper. Jack Cottrell had a 9th place run in the first 50 lapper. A 3rd place here would give him a total of 12, and he'd be right in the battle. Into turn number 1. Cottrell on the bottom, Proctor on the outside. Jack Cottrell wearing him down. He is really working on Ronnie Proctor now. Jack Johnson traffic coming up. On the bottom, Mike Bronco with the Shippey Excavating. Number 88, Jumpin' Jack, dives to the inside, changes his mind, and goes right back to the outside again, going up to turn 1. Looking for a $25,000 payday, and this will be step 2 on the road. Proctor very wide up in that number 2 corner, collects it up and lost about 4 spots in the action. Jack Johnson now in front with Jack Cottrell riding in second. Right with him now is Mimi DeSantis, and Ricky with the 28 is next in line. Ricky had a 6th place run in the first feature go. Jumpin' Jack closing in on the Pennzoil. Number 2, Casey Goey. They are up the backstretch together. 38 laps are in for Jack Johnson. 38 laps complete down here off turn number 4. Jumpin' Jack on the point. Casey Goey on the outside. Cottrell's there for second. 3rd place ride right now is the 88 of Mimi DeSantis. Then it's the Mix Cafe 28 of Mike Ricky. Then Proctor. Camara again, another steady performance for Dave Camara with the 26. He was 7th the first time. Off the turn, it's going to be 10 laps to go for Jumpin' Jack Johnson. 10 remaining for the front runner. Going now between him and the 8 of Jack Cottrell. Mimi DeSantis there for 3rd. DeSantis did a yeoman's job in the first one, came from the back of the field to be 12th, and DeSantis will be right in the hunt for it if he stays right where he is now in this run. Hotchu Holmes and Donnie Ronca into turn 1. Jack Johnson is closing in now on those cars. Bob Savoy's Cosios, number 42, right in front of him up the backstretch. Cottrell losing touch with Jack Johnson. Johnson's getting away. Jumpin' Jack with 8 laps remaining, dives to the bottom and inside of Bob Savoy. They're off turn 4 together, and Johnson gets by the Silver Bullet going up to turn 1. Cottrell's number 8 is next in line. 3rd place race right now is Mimi DeSantis. 4th is the Mix Cafe, 28 of Ricky. 5th is Proctor, Ronnie Proctor. 6th is Dave Camara. 7th is Strunk. 8th is the 1X of Stone. 9th is Kenny Tremont. 10th is Hector Stratton. Munger is 11th. Von Doren is 12th. Ronnie Johnson 13th, and Brett Hearn is 14th. Now, unofficially right now as the field goes storming by the starter. Mimi DeSantis inside of Casey Goey. Little contact there. That lets the 28 of Ricky pull right in. Jack Johnson working the outside of Jimmy Ryan with 6 laps to go down off turn 4. Johnson on Bicchetti's bumper. They'll dive to the inside of turn number 1. Goes Jumpin' Jack. Andy Bicchetti trying to recover from a back of the pack start. He is staying with him, but Johnson has just put him a lap down. Cottrell pulling in. 5-lap sign coming up this time for Jumpin' Jack. 5 to go for Jack Johnson. 5 for Jack Cottrell. 5 for Mimi DeSantis. Mike Ricky in the 4th spot. He has the 5 to go sign. And the 5th place car right now is Proctor with Camara all over him. Camara dives inside of Ronnie Proctor up in turn number 1. They're up the backstretch together. Cottrell let Johnson open up again. He got through traffic a little quicker. It's going to be 4 to go. This time by for Jack Johnson. Heavy-duty traffic right in front of Jumpin' Jack as they go to turn 1. Parati's number 35 is there. Then we got Cottrell, and he is chasing, but just went around Bacchetti. Third place car is still the 88 of Mimi DeSantis. Ricky there for 4th, and Proctor still riding in 5th. Dave Camara couldn't get by him. 3 to go for Jack Johnson. Johnson right now trying to stay out of trouble. Cottrell comes storming through traffic. Knows that Johnson has got to go by Parati, Hulsizer, and Ackner sometime in the next couple of laps. That's going to slow his charge down. They're heading for the turn, and the 2-lap sign is going to be coming out. It's going to be 2 to go for Jack Johnson trying to win segment number 2 here at Albany-Saratoga in the Empire State Nationals by Goodyear, and it looks like he may get it done. Cottrell on the outside doesn't have anything for him. Mimi DeSantis in that number 3 position. Then it's Mike Rickey in 4th. 5th is Proctor. 6th is Camara. Down off the turn, white flag is going to be coming out for Jumpin' Jack Johnson. And Johnson leads him off the turn. Johnson with 1 lap to go to pick up the win here in segment number 2 for this Empire State Nationals $25,000 payday. And he, with the win, will have a total of 6 points going into the third segment. And Johnson's off turn 4. He will get the win. Jack Cottrell right on the bumper. Jumpin' Jack and Cottrell across the line, 1st and 2nd. DeSantis is 3rd. Ricky 4th. 5th to Proctor. 6th to Camara. 7th to Strunk. 8th to Stone. Looked like maybe Tremont for 9th on the outside. We'll let scoring separate him and Hector Stratton. They were 9th and 10th. Or 10th and 9th. Then we drop back to Gene Munger, Craig Von Dorn, Brett Hearn inside the top 15. So Hearn keeps his hopes alive. He will be somewhere in that neighborhood of, say, 19 points going into the final. Jack Johnson picking up a 1st in the second 50-lap segment. He has a 5th coming out of the first 50-lap segment. He will have a total of 6 points going into the third 50-lapper, and that will put him in a very good position for this last 50-lap go. The cars will go back to the pits. We'll give them some time to get things sorted out. They will draw them again and bring him back for the 50-lap finale. Jack Johnson coming down. Danny Martin's on his way trackside. Check.
Well, I got to say, the guy who's won the most showed that he remembered a few things about the great race place.
I'll tell you, this is a heck of a racetrack. The competition is real keen here today, and you got to tiptoe around here, and any mistakes, you're going backwards tonight.
Well, Jack, it kind of brings us back to just about a month ago, a 99-lap event, one of those deja vu things all over again. You had used the bottom side to work over Kenny Tremont back about a month ago in an extra distance of race. Tonight, you were about the only guy that could really make the bottom work in this second segment.
Well, we kind of set the car up for the bottom. It felt pretty good down there, but not great. And the other guys were slipping and sliding on the top, and we were lucky enough to make the pass.
Well, lucky is one thing that comes into play. I think where luck left off, though, was the draw. After that, it was all skill and talent out here. I tell you, it really looked good down there.
Well, we need to draw one more time real good.
Well, one more draw coming up. But, Jack, I know, doing the math, I'm sure you know, you could see the front in the first one. You are the front in the second one. So 6 points going into this next segment. You're doing pretty good, maybe in the driver's seat, we might have to say.
Well, you're never in the driver's seat with this caliber of drivers here. And, if we get lucky enough to draw good, we'll just try to hang around and finish good, and maybe we can pull this off. Maybe we'll change our luck tonight.
Well, changing luck is one thing that we made reference to before. The 1999 season for Jack Johnson has been one of, I know, of frustration. Certainly you guys have had some great runs with bad luck. We're talking about one here a minute ago right here at the Great Race Place and out on the road as well. what would this win do for Jack Johnson and the Bobar Motorsports team going into the big events at the end of the season?
Well, you know, anytime somebody pays this kind of money, and if you're lucky enough to win money like this at the end of the year, it makes all the men races real easy for you.
Well, certainly. Last week, the luck started to change. Maybe a top 5 run in the 200 down at the Valley, a place that you have stood in victory lane. Maybe tonight, when it's all said and done, you'll be cashing the big check.
Well, we hung around 11 all day. We weren't real fast. We didn't pass too many race cars, so we hung in there and finished 5th, and hopefully I can do that in this last one.
Well, in about an hour or so, maybe we'll talk to you once again. Jack Johnson, congratulations on win number 2.
Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner of segment number 2 is Jumpin' Jack Johnson, the all-time winningest driver here at Albany-Saratoga Speedway. And as he said, he will rely on the luck of the draw in the next one, and we'll see where he starts out. And Jack Johnson will have to do it all over again. 50 more laps coming after. I think he's ready to redraw here. Jack by himself? With these Jack. All right. The final segment. No.
Marked out track side, the drivers will have
Sorry, I know.